Nigel Farage shares candid views on Keir Starmer. Jim Davidson gives unfiltered reaction. In a recent episode of REACTS Unfiltered, political commentator Jim Davidson weighed in on a headline-grabbing statement made by Nigel Farage concerning Labour leader Keir Starmer. The segment, which has since gained momentum across social platforms, tackled the complexities of British leadership, public trust, and the evolving political identity of the Labour Party. Farage's original comments made during a televised interview focused on the state of British politics ahead of the next general election sparked discussion not just for what was said, but for how it was interpreted by political voices on both sides of the aisle. Davidson, known for his sharp but measured analysis, took to his platform to unpack the comments and offer a nuanced reaction aimed at helping viewers understand the broader implications. Nigel Farage, a prominent figure in British political life, spoke recently about what he sees as a lack of authenticity in Sir Keir Starmer's leadership style. He stopped short of personal attacks but suggested that Starmer has, in Farage's words, yet to define what he truly believes. Farage questioned whether the Labour leader was leading with conviction or merely managing public opinion. The remarks were delivered during a live political panel discussion and were quickly picked up by both supporters and critics. Some agreed that Starmer's centrist positioning leaves him vulnerable to such critiques, while others argued Farage was underestimating the deliberate caution Starmer has maintained in a deeply divided political landscape. Enter Jim Davidson, broadcaster, policy analyst, and political YouTuber who has built a following by cutting through the noise of spin and partisanship. On his latest show, Davidson addressed Farage's comments and explained why the discussion is far more layered than it may first appear. Farage is asking the right question, Davidson said. But he's framing it in a way that's more rhetorical than substantive. Starmer has actually outlined several key policy directions on energy, NHS reform, and criminal justice, but what's missing is the emotional connection that people associate with conviction politics. Davidson pointed out that while Farage's critique wasn't hostile, it does tap into a broader perception among some voters that Starmer plays it safe. That perception isn't just a political liability, Davidson added, it's a narrative vulnerability. And opponents are starting to exploit it. Keir Starmer took leadership of the Labour Party at a time of deep internal divisions and an electorate still recovering from the Brexit debate. His strategy, as many analysts suggest, has been one of consolidation, uniting the party, stabilizing its image, and appealing to moderate voters wary of abrupt ideological shifts. While critics argue this has made him appear non-committal, supporters believe it's a sign of responsible, considered leadership. Not every leader needs to dominate headlines with bold pronouncements, said Dr. Sheila Rowe, a political science lecturer at King's College London. Sometimes, especially in post-crisis periods, stability is the message. Online reaction to both Farage's remarks and Davidson's analysis was swift and, as expected, divided. Some viewers praised Davids for offering context to what could easily have been a soundbite war. Finally, someone who explains rather than inflames, one commenter wrote. Others felt Davidson gave too much credit to Starmer's strategy. If you're running to be Prime Minister, people need to know what you stand for, not just what you're against, another viewer said. The divide in public opinion speaks to the larger issue. British voters remain cautious, even skeptical, after years of political turbulence. With an election on the horizon, both clarity and consistency will be in high demand from any party leader. Farage's comment, and Davidson's breakdown of it, aren't just about two political personalities, they're about how the public engages with leadership. In an era dominated by short clips, slogans, and reactionary headlines, conversations like the one on REACTS Unfiltered offer space to actually understand what's at stake. Jim Davidson ended his segment with a reminder, we don't need to agree with every politician, but we do need to ask honest questions. And we should expect honest answers not just from politicians, but from the media, from commentators, and from ourselves. At a time when political identity feels fragmented and public trust in leadership remains fragile, discussions like these offer more than entertainment, they offer insight. Whether you lean left, right, or somewhere in between, the need for balanced, thoughtful analysis has never been greater. As Farage challenges Starmer's political clarity and Davidson challenges us to look deeper, one thing is certain. Leadership is no longer just about policies, it's about presence, principles, and public perception. What's your take on all this? Is Keir Starmer playing it smart or playing it safe? Did Farage raise a valid point, or was it just more political posturing? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, but keep it respectful. If you appreciate clear, thoughtful breakdowns like this, Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a discussion that matters.